Okay. So you've listed your home is sold, and now you're really packaging, or you're wrapping everything else up because you're going to be making that final move. Do you have any guidance at all for packing up individual rooms, or so that it's not box upon box? Are there any handy tricks that people can think about when they're packing up their house?
So truthfully, I am really good at organizing, but I don't offer packing services because I actually don't think I do as good of a job as some of the moving companies do, because they have all the tricks for here's how to consolidate these items into boxes and take up the least amount of boxes hopefully for you so that you save a little bit of money. But they're also thinking about how fragile items are and how much extra packing paper they're going to need to keep these items safe and intact. So when I think about how I would pack for myself and just my belongings, I'm probably not doing as good of a job as the moving companies, to be honest, because I'm just thinking take up less space, put boxes inside of boxes, put little things inside of bigger containers. But at the same time, I think moving companies are really better at that than me as an organizer. But I do think I'm much better at unpacking. So I don't know if you've ever hired or know anyone who's hired a moving company to unpack for them, but generally they'll just take things out of boxes and put them on any surface for you, or they'll put them in a cabinet, but it's not organized. That's really when an organizer comes in to take things out of boxes and make it, logical in your new home. But I do leave the packing to the professionals, and I do the unpacking because I think that's more fun.
Now, I have to tell you, you don't hear a lot about people coming in to help you unpack and organize, which is fabulous. Are you seeing that happen more and more?
It's actually my most popular service. I unpack clients in new homes pretty often, and I think it's really smart on their part because, for one, it saves you time. With moving into a new home, generally you're overwhelmed with all the other decisions that you've had to make up to that point, and you just want to get settled in quickly and relax in your new home and actually enjoy it. So to have a third party come in and unpack you and set you up with systems in your new home from day one, it makes a lot of sense. And having boxes just shoved in the corner that you eventually get to 6 weeks or 6 months later, you're still, living out of a suitcase in your closet because you haven't unpacked those clothes yet. That is stressful. And so my favorite part of helping a client unpack and move in is just setting up their bedroom for them so they can actually sleep in their bed on the first night instead of on an air mattress, or they are able to take a shower with their own, linens and fresh towels when they get out. Those are the kind of things that I really enjoy doing for families who hire me to unpack.
So I have a question. You use the word systems, and that's
Yes.
not something that I think about when I'm getting myself organized.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on what kind of systems you can bring to someone who is unpacking, getting their home set up?
So I use the word systems to really mean any products, any methods that you use to keep yourself organized. So a system is something that's repeatable and other people can replicate it. So I do work closely with the families that I help unpack to understand their daily habits, because the way I use my kitchen is probably a lot different than the way you use your kitchen. Maybe you don't cook at all, maybe I cook a lot, or vice versa. So I need to know how your family functions in your kitchen to be able to set you up with systems that work for you and your family. So I will ask, how do you use the coffee maker in the morning? Do you like to have your coffee mugs above the coffee maker? Do you put it in the butler's pantry? Do you fill up your coffee mug or your coffee maker with water from the sink that's across the kitchen? Or do we need to put, the coffee maker somewhere else in the house? It just makes sense to understand the logic behind where we're putting things. And kitchens are pretty straightforward for the most part, but it still makes sense to customize it to each family. And then I will also show them where I put things and why, because that makes it easier for them to maintain that space after I leave. So if we can understand and we're all on the same page about the logic of where things are and why they are stored there, it makes it easier for everyone in the family to put things back where they're supposed to be and to maintain that after I leave.
Right. Gosh, it's just very interesting to me because they're just things that you don't think about, but
Yeah.
make perfect sense when you're explaining it.
Yeah.
Thank you.